What is this thing made of wood I found among my father's things? About 8 inches long, the ends open and close, pivoting around the center, and the wedge can fit into the end. My initial thought was a roach clip. Any help on identifying is much appreciated. It's a vintage ring clamp, used to securely hold rings while polishing, setting stones, or engraving. Here's a picture of mine holding my now wife's engagement ring when I was making it. You slide the wooden wedge into one side, and it pinches a ring between the leather bits on the opposite side. When buffing a metal ring, it gets extremely hot, and you don't want to be holding it with your fingers. My parents had this antique wooden carving. It measures 6 by 4 inches, and my father said it was a butter mold. At the back it says 10th day August 1792. Any information would be appreciated. It's a 19th century carved wood plaque of the Lion of Lucerne in Switzerland, honoring the Swiss Guards from 1792. It commemorates the Swiss Guards who were killed in 1792 during the French Revolution, when revolutionaries stormed the Tuileries Palace in Paris. The text is actually abbreviated Latin with the date August 10th, 1792. On the bottom, Morier is the carver family out of Brienz or Lucerne, and Rigi refers to Mount Rigi, a major tourist stop near Lucerne back then, where travelers bought these. What is this used for? It measures 9 inches long. It was purchased at an antiques flea market in Virginia, and I'm assuming this was used in the kitchen. Does anyone have a name or further information on the tool? Thanks in advance. It's an Antica Horlick's Archimedean drink mixer or egg beater. It was patented on July 10, 1913, by James Horlick of Racine, Wisconsin. It operates as a primitive handheld pump whisk, designed for mixing malted milk or beating eggs by pushing and pulling the little thingy up and down on the twisted column in the center. These beaters were included with a customer's first purchase of a can of Horlick's malted milk powder from 1875 through the 1930s. Can anyone tell me what this is? I think it's brass and approximately 17 inches long. It's not a horn, and it does have a hanger. Someone suggested it's a hearing aid. People with poor hearing would put the small end into their ear, but there's no opening at the small end. Another suggestion was a speaking trumpet, used by firemen to shout out orders. But again, the small end is closed. Does anyone know what this thing is actually used for? It's an antique copper ale muller, used predominantly during the 18th and 19th centuries in Britain and Europe to warm drinks in a hearth. During the Georgian and Victorian eras, beer, ale, cider, and wine were frequently consumed warm or mulled with added sugar, nutmeg, and spices. Adding a measure of rum or brandy to the heated spiced ale created a highly popular winter tavern drink known as flip. The tapering design concentrated the intense heat from the base upward, rapidly warming the liquid inside the vessel within seconds. What is this 4-post warm-up machine? We have no clue what it is. This is made by Helmco, and there are 4 vertical metal spikes on the top. My initial thought was a glove or a boot dryer. Can you please help me figure out what this is? It's a 1940s to 50s bun toaster, used to toast buns, like hamburger buns, in a diner or soda fountain. Here is a complete system by the same company that includes the bun toasters and heated pots for sloppy joes or barbecued meats. The 4 vertical metal spikes are internally heated elements. A diner or soda fountain operator would impale a hamburger bun directly onto a hot spike. This quickly toasted and warmed the inside of the bun while leaving the outside soft, preparing it perfectly for hot barbecued meats, sloppy joes, or burgers. I have used this for 50 years as an umbrella and walking stick holder, but I can't figure out what this really is. It measures 25 inches tall with the handle, it weighs around 12 pounds, and I can't find any maker's mark or identifying features. Does anyone know what this is? It's a World War II galvanized hand pump fire extinguisher, manufactured in the early 1940s by Tamco in Tiffin, Ohio. They were issued to wardens or auxiliary firefighters during World War II for suppressing incendiary bomb fires. Units were made with a large fill opening for filling while in use. The two handles were for carrying the extinguisher by two persons to avoid exhausting them during longer carries. The large pump handle allowed the pumpman to apply enough force to obtain a stream with a long reach to stay out of the range of the spatters of molten magnesium thrown off by the incendiary. Can anyone tell me about this item? I'm going to post it for sale, and I just want to make sure what it is. It's on a wooden handle, and it measures 6 inches long with a diameter of 4 inches. My first thought was an antique baby rattle, but it looks like a baby could seriously injure itself. Someone also said it's a hog scraper, but it doesn't look like a hog scraper to me. It would be nice to know what it was used for. It's a 1920s to 40s New Year's Eve noisemaker. The domed metal body contains an internal vibrating mechanism that produces a loud buzzing or rattling sound when shaken, making it a popular party favor for New Year's celebrations, parades, carnivals, and sporting events. Does anybody know what this is? It's around 3.25 inches long, and it was found with my grandmother's bodkins, but it didn't seem to belong there. Does anyone have a clue what this is and what it was used for? This item is an antique pocket corkscrew, often referred to as a peg and worm or travel corkscrew. It typically features a separate metal peg that acts as the handle, which stores inside the helix when not in use. These tools were common in the 19th century and are frequently made of brass or steel. I'm helping with cleaning out a family farm and ran across this item. Approximately 15 inches tall, 8 inches wide, with no maker's mark. The family farm has been in the family since the 30s, and multiple buildings full of stuff. It's been fun going through them, but I'm getting awfully tired of it. I'm guessing it's a lard or fruit press, and some suggestions have been a sickle bar blade grinder, a distant bandsaw blade tooth setting tool, or part of a sausage stuffer. Google Images was no help, and we can't figure it out, so any information would be appreciated. Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.